Sanam, you must have imagined what it was going to be like when this announcement was made that, Fawad and Sanam come together after 12 years of Zindagi Gulzar Hai.
When this announcement was made recently, or when the first time when we were cast?
No, now recently.
Now, yeah, I'm excited to see how people are reacting to it and how they're looking forward to seeing us back on screen.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Fawad. I think it was really important for Fawad to do this role. For him to play a dad,
Right.
for him to play his age, for him to play this character instead of being the chocolate hero, because he's so
Right.
much more than a hero.
Yeah.
He's so much more than a good-looking guy with like that dreamy stare. That's all he's really like. They like his acting, the naturalness, but
That's all
he's
they
so
want.
deep with his
Yeah.
performances.
Yeah.
Like he needed to do Mola, he needed to do Money Back. I've
Yeah.
said this before also, to show his comedic side, and he needed to do something really stripped down, bare, real, where it didn't matter if it was Fawad Khan. You just needed a really good actor for that role.
Right.
And I think when people see that, they'll forget that they're watching a star. They're just going to really be absorbed in his.
He has that quality.
Yeah, in his role.
Did you feel a different, was this a different Fawad from 12 years ago? You both have grown different
No,
ways.
we're
and-
both actually very quiet like that. We don't kusso and kuspus and talk, and like we're both kind of reserved.
I mean, come on, you were stuck in Hunza for days on end.
We were stuck in Hunza, and then but I was stuck in Hunza with the whole cast. Fawad eventually came to us because he got bored. Because again, he stayed a little away from us at another place, but we were right there. But we'd all have dinner and everything together. But he loosened up around us. I think after being stuck in the mountains for a month, when he'd come to our dining hall, and then we'd be playing games, we'd be cooking food, everyone would be in the kitchen, in and out. The kids were in and out. So we did, and he said this before. He often found another family after Kapoor and Sons. I think Barzakh became a family for him because we were living together day in and day out for over a month. These guys 2 months, but some of us like 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Working on a series, the atmosphere is very different than working on a TV drama set.
Of course.
I think if we were doing a TV drama together, I'd feel that pressure. You've got to live up to that standard and that chemistry and that dynamic. But series and films is very different. I don't know. You're stripped of your ego, of your fame. You just come in bearing your soul, ready to give a really strong, honest performance, because the medium is such.
Right.
I don't feel the same way when I'm acting on TV.
No, I understand what you're saying, and I want to congratulate you. Umro Yar is doing so well,
Thank
and
you.
that's a different kind of a film as well.
Yeah.
And this is a big year for you because this is coming out on the
Suddenly.
19th, and then you've got
People thought I'd retired. 5 years I have been working so hard these 5 years.
Shandur is coming up, and then you've got Jo Bache Hain Sang Samet Lo, and all three with Fawad. So it's like, what is happening here?
Random. Like suddenly the world woke up and they were like, "Is Jodi ko to saath
इसको तो
mein
बनाओ जोड़ी जिस तरीके से भी बनानी है बनाओ.
No, it's exciting to see and to have both Fawads, because I've worked with both of them, and Fawad Khan, Afzal Khan is amazing, but Fawad Khan from Napa is amazing in his own way.
Yeah.
Incredible. I've even worked with him as a director. He's directed me. And I was like, this is amazing. You've got both of them from like the king of the theatre world and the king of the, Pakistani film and television industry. But it's amazing to see them.
And their brotherly chemistry is
amazing.
quite something.
Yeah.
They play brothers.
Yeah. You've got a little spoiler there. Can something like this not be made for television in Pakistan?
No way.
No way.
I mean, it depends on who's making it.
I think the question I should ask you is that would you ever think of writing or directing something even close to Barzakh? Maybe not this intense, but lighter for television in Pakistan.
I would if I was allowed to make it with the creative freedom that I have been given on my
Have you
previous project.
tried? Has there ever been that conversation?
Sorry?
Has that conversation
No,
ever happened?
there were conversations after Cake, but it was also I was put off because everything was in-house and it was still going to be 20, 25 pages in a day. After a while, if it becomes a machinery, it loses its charm for me. I sort of this was a very deliberate career move for me from leaving finance and doing banking and coming to this. And so every choice that I have made, it's been calculated is not the right word, but like it's been very specific and for a reason to fulfill myself in a certain way. And sort of Barzakh has been just cherry on that, for me, it's like I've said this before as well, that it's actually a project that's closer to me than even Cake was, because I think it is 100% me. Even with Cake, I was thinking, okay, cinema hai, cinema pe log kya dekh sakte hain. Those thoughts have not crossed my mind with Barzakh.
How come?
Because of the freedom that I was given, because I had kind of proven myself that whatever I do, I will put my heart and soul into it with Churel. So Shailja had that freedom in me, and we had both decided that we were kind of making this story because we believed in it, not so much about numbers and algorithm and who's going to see it, who's not going to see it. It was something that fulfilled us.
Right.
And if people also found it fulfilling, that was great. But if it wasn't, we'd still be very proud of it.
It's so important for the creatives to be able to work like that without
Absolutely.
having to think
Absolutely.
about a formula or will this work, will it not. I think that's really fortunate for any
Sanam, how many actors are thinking like that though? To have creative independence or liberty or some kind of room to play within, or are too many
I'm
actors?
sure all of them are kind of thinking it. Yeah, they must be.
You think so?
Of course, no one's soul is 100% satisfied doing what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
I think actors have a huge desire to give. They're very fragile, vulnerable people who want a medium to express their inner soul. And I think those opportunities are few and far between with television.
Yeah.
But the other mediums, there isn't an OTT player here. There are only very few projects being made for any international platform. So the opportunities are less.
I think Asim could have done Ulu Barai Faro or Talqiyan. You know, those kind of, they were dark, they were a bit twisted, there was nothing masala. I mean, Talqiyan was something that
I think you've just been labeled
directed.
dark
And
and
Ulu-
twisted.
Barzakh is not dark and twisted, people.
Barzakh is not twisted.
Well,
Well,
it's
it
not
is,
dark.
except for it is.
It's not dark.
Dark, it's not
the
dark.
underbelly of society, or like the understated emotions, or like the deeper side of emotions, rather than everything is not hasi mazak.
Because if not someone like you, then
Lies.
who's going to push the envelope? Because we need to see experimental stories on television as well.
But it has to come from, so the television is it's like a corporate business. So
Right.
it also needs to, the way it works internationally is if you're forming a slate, you're doing 10 things, you will do 8 things that are sort of more commercially minded, and you do 2 that are alternative. But I think I don't know, has there been enough alternative stuff here that's kind of
नहीं.
popped
Because
out?
वो आपको ads नहीं मिलते उस slots में, and then it doesn't become worth their while, or it become
So some kind of a mechanism where there are a
unfortunate
few
that way.
slots that you don't care about so much about ads, and you make that money from
8
elsewhere.
PM slot पे नहीं आ रहा, तो चले आप जिस पे भी slot पे, लेकिन बनाएं तो सही, दिखाएं तो.
Actually, now series that are made for digital tend to be experimental, and they tend to go into territory that is sometimes taboo on television or not accepted by the masses. It is a bit risque. It does tend to get a bit bold as well. How do actors balance that? Because the expectation comes from the audience, and the huge audience is the Pakistani audience that is watching television. And when they see their favorite actor in a scene, for example, in a series, Jurels, for example, so how do they accept it? Or do you see the backlash?
Frankly, my darling, I don't give a damn.
Oh, very good. there you are.
Exactly. I'm not working for their pleasure or their opinion. I can't say that for everyone else.
Yeah.
But I definitely work for myself and what makes me want to wake up and go to work. What
You don't want to be
satisfies me.
kashf every day.
No, I don't.